This is Jim Minns, Communications Officer with the PSA. On the podcast this week...
It's been a hard couple of weeks for corrective services. We've had 4 inmates test positive to COVID.
It's been a particularly busy few days, obviously, with the increase of cases in regional New South Wales. As usual, you're seeing the public sector relied upon by the community during a time of crisis.
The rapid expansion of COVID-19 throughout New South Wales has plunged the entire state into a lockdown. This week we chat to General Secretary Stuart Little and President Nicole Jess for an update on the New South Wales Government Department's COVID policy affecting our members and what contingency plans have been relayed to us.
It's been a particularly busy few days, obviously, with the increase of cases in regional New South Wales. As usual, you're seeing the public sector relied upon by the community during a time of crisis. It's no different to what we've been putting up with, really, since the start of the COVID epidemic. Of particular concern, obviously, is the spread of cases out into regional New South Wales. We did get some welcome news today from the government that they had secured additional doses of vaccine, and they were prioritising high-risk groups. And for a lot of our members that work in disability, but also that work in education, school education, they've been made available, and they're going to try to get a number of vaccines distributed this week. But we're in discussion with departmental heads and various ministries about other areas that we think should also be prioritised given the current circumstances. So, look, please contact the union. I mean, we are business as usual. We're in daily discussions with your departments. If you have any concern or any issue, you need only pick up the phone and call us. We are actively looking at increasing the number of member benefits that we have. We've just started up a weekly benefit draw for members, on top of the expansion of the emergency ambulance cover, drug and alcohol gambling counselling, the perinatal counselling, but more importantly, mental health, and making sure that members' mental health is being addressed during this incredibly difficult time.
PSA President Nicole Jess updates us on the protocols in place for prison officers and some concerns highlighted around positive cases inside Silverwater Correctional Centre.
It's been a hard couple of weeks for corrective services. We've had 4 inmates test positive to COVID, and there's been a lot of contact tracing, a lot of anxious staff. I want to firstly say that the POVB, the PSA, is working for you to ensure that you are all looked after and that the information that you receive is as consistent and as precise as it can be. I'd like to highlight the efforts that our staff have done right through from our court system all the way to the MRRC with these inmates and the positive results. It's, as I said, it's an extremely anxious time, but we've been really well prepared for this. Our court staff have worked fantastically, our transport staff, all the way through to Bathurst, MRRC, and all in the other centres that are making sure that they're wearing the PPE gear, that they're abiding by the COVID protocols. That will put us in a good place when we do get positive results.
However, a game changer is on the horizon for prison officers.
Corrective Services is actually starting to look at and rolling out next week rapid testing for staff and for inmates, and that is going to alleviate a lot of our concerns, and it's going to be able to make us be able to manage our inmate population that's coming from the streets a lot better, make sure that we have proper PPE and house them in the right locations.
Please take care of yourself. If you have any issues whatsoever, contact the union. We're only a phone call away.
Call the PSA CPSU New South Wales today on 1300 772 679. That's 1300 772 679. This is a weekly podcast, and you can subscribe to the PSA CPSU podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Jim Minns. Thanks again, and you'll hear from us next week.